Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Well, here we are, the end of another Pens in Use month. Wow, this month has flown by. A Pens in Use Use Me Up month, so I've managed to clean out a number of pens, which has been really good. So join me now, down on the table, we'll rank the pens, and then I'll also show the pens that I brought in to replace those. Welcome down to the table. So the Use Me Up month for May of 2025. Really good month. I've used up a number of pens, so I'll show you the pens I brought in at the end of the video. Let's start though by ranking what we've got. So we started off with the Lamy Safari and Colorverse Dante's Cosmology, the Majohn M800 with Diamine Sleigh Ride, the TWSBI Swipe with Diamine Spiced Apple, the Leonardo Furore with Diamine Bliss, the Leonardo Magico with Colorverse Giant Sunspot, and the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande with Colorverse Pulsar Pulse. So how did I rank these? Let me fetch that there. So we've got a number of them in there. So at position number 6, dead simple for me to pick this one, the Lamy Safari. I just do not know what it is. I like the Safari shape because I've got an AL star with a different nib, and I really like that, and that's the same shape, just different material. I've swapped the nib from this onto another pen, loved it on that other pen, but on here I just don't know what it is. So there we've got that broad nib there. It was just something, I just don't know what it is. It is starting to grow on me, but yeah, this is an easy number 6. The ink on here I really like. I like the ink colour. I like the way it looks. It goes down on the paper really well. This Dante's Cosmology, quite unusual for me. But in terms of ranking for the pen, we come in at position number 6. Position number 5. Now I'm having to start to think about these because I enjoyed them all. I mean, even that Safari, it's not too bad, but just not for me. At position number 5, I'm giving that to the TWSBI Swipe. This is a fairly light pen, so that's one of the things going against it. I do like pens with a bit of weight. One of the things I'm always doing is, and I'm forgetting that this pulls off, so I'm often unscrewing this whilst it's off. I do not like this converter at all. So the cap comes off, it pulls off. It's very tight. Here we can see there we've got that nice transparent section. We can see there where we've got the ink, and it started to settle down there a little bit because we've got in here a shimmer ink. It's quite nice though. It's not bad in the hand. It's fairly comfortable, just feels very light. The line it puts down is all right. It's a medium, so it's writing as I would expect a medium to. The ink, really like this ink. I say it's a chameleon ink, so we've got this beautiful gold coming through on top of this nice red background. And I find this ink, it behaves really well regardless of pen. But for sake of ranking, I've decided to give this a number 5. Position number 4. This might raise a few eyebrows. I'm going to move this up because position number 4, I've actually given to the most expensive of the month, to the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande. It's a nice pen. I love the pen. It's a really nice size in the hand. Here we go. Fits really well. I like the section. It's very nice. Why give it position number 4 if I'm liking it? Well, one of the things it's missing is an ink window. So I've got no idea how much ink is left in this pen. That has left me a couple of times a little bit embarrassed when I've been in a meeting and I've had to quickly change pens. So it's not very practical in that sort of way. The line it puts down is really nice. The ink, I really like the ink. It's a really nice colour. You don't really see it on here, but it's got a nice red sheen as well on some papers. The whole pen is nice, but when I'm looking at this, especially when you consider the price and that lack of ink window, that's my main stumbling block. That's why I'm moving this and giving it position number 4. There we go. At position number 3, let me move the paper back up. Can we get the remaining ones all on the screen at the same time? Yep, there we are. Position number 3. What I've decided to do is give that to the Majohn or the Moonman M800. A really nice pen. Love this material, this amber finish. Got some interest in there. It's a cartridge converter, so I'm able to see what my ink level is. It's metal fitting, so not something to think about eyedropping really. It's got that older style Majohn or Moonman type section there. The nib, this is the Bock version of the nib. And to be honest, the main reason why I'm knocking this is the nib. There's not a lot of choice. You could get a Bock fine or a Moonman fine. That was it. And my preference usually is for broad or 1.1 stub nibs. The other thing I'd like to see with this is I'd like to see it, rather than being a converter, as we've just seen, I'd like to see it as a piston filler. Even a vacuum filler would do, just to give it that little bit more ink capacity. The ink in here, look, I'm going to be very, very plain with this. It's my favourite ink, full stop. So this is by Diamine. It's Diamine Sleigh Ride. Beautiful reddish background again, but this gorgeous goldy, greeny type sheen to it, and it's an extreme sheen ink. It is absolutely stunning. So for all these reasons, I've decided to give this number 3. Let's move that up. So we've got 2 pens left. We've got the Leonardo Furore, or we've got the Leonardo Magico. So you can guarantee it's going to be a Leonardo pen that wins, can't you? Position number 2. I had to think about this. Both pens roughly the same price. I've decided to give position number 2 to the Magico. Now I've still got some ink in here. Piston filling pen. As you can see, we've got really nice ink window, really nice size. Dead easy to see the ink levels. Hopefully you can see that sloshing around. On here we've got a broad nib. Steel nib. All my Leonardo pens are all steel nibs. It's nice, it's pretty. It writes well, it's comfortable in the hand. It's got the newer style section, and that's the reason why I've dinged it. That's what makes this number 2 rather than number 1. It's that newer style section. So that's the pen. The ink, this Colorverse Giant Sunspot. It's not bad, is it? It's very orange. It's like a browny orange. Looks nice on all the papers I've tried it on. Not sure why on here on this optic paper it's not showing up as well as it does on the others. I think it's because I'm getting near the end of the book. Maybe the paper's been drying out over the couple of years I've been using this, but still a nice ink. For ranking purposes though, we're ranking the pen at the moment. That comes in at position number 2. Position number 1 goes to the Leonardo Furore. This is the white salt. It's a stunning pen to look at. Looks really nice. Captured converter. So you can actually unscrew the converter. You can see here there's a teeny tiny bit of ink. I'm going to be cleaning this out after I've recorded this video. You get a decent amount of ink in there though. And if you didn't want to unscrew the body, you can actually get into the mechanism just by unscrewing that end there. I always unscrew the body though, because you're going to be unscrewing it anyway. Here's that nib. 1.1 stub. Love this stub nib. So here we've got there with the ink. The section, by the way, is the older style section. This is the main reason it's number 1. Fairly dry combo, as we can see here. Again, performs really well on no matter what the paper I'm using it for. So the pen, this comes in at position number 1. So the inks, now going to rank the inks. So number 6 for the inks, I've decided to give to Pulsar. I don't know, I can't read my own handwriting at the moment. It's a nice ink, a nice colour. As you can see though here, none of that sheen showing through. So I dinged it for that. The ink at position 5, Dante's Cosmology. Again, nice ink, quite enjoyable to use. Nice shading colour. We can use some shading coming through on here. But it's like a bluey black, not really my cup of tea to be honest. The ink at position 4, let me just move this up. I'm giving here to the Colorverse Giant Sunspot. Another nice ink, nice bright coloured ink. Don't see much shading though. It's nice, it's different, it's unusual. The ink at position number 3, that goes to the Diamine Bliss. Nice bright colour, in your face colour. You really know that it's there. It's enjoyable to write with. At number 2, we've got, move this down, Diamine Spiced Apple. Really like this ink. It's a nice ink. I love the Chameleon. As I say, it comes through on virtually every pen. So that means position 1, I've already really told you, haven't I? My favourite ink, full stop, is Diamine Sleigh Ride. Let's just swap over now and take a look at the other pens that I brought in this month. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. So the first additional pen at a whopping $3.80 was the Jinhao Shark. This has really surprised me. I'm loving writing with this. Yes, it's very light. Yes, it's very long. Yes, it looks a bit kid-like. Not a pen I'd take to a meeting. The Diamine Pine Needle. Chameleon ink. Wow. No matter what paper I've got, and even though this is a fine nib, it shows up really, really well. Very pleased with this. This would actually have been a contender for pen number 1 if it was in the rankings. The next pen I brought in was another Majohn M800. This time in the purple. Nice colour, very similar to the other M800. The Diamine Harmony, again, very nice match for this. Performs well on all the papers. And that's a $45 pen. Up next from Fully Wen, I've got the Fully Wen 017. Wow, isn't this a bright pen? In there I put Diamine Vibe, which is another extreme sheen ink. Doesn't really show up as much on here, but you've got masses and masses of red sheen to it. And it really looks nice. You know, we've got that nice bright ink with this nice bright pen. The only downside for this pen for me is that the nib is extremely smooth. But $47, still a nice pen. The next pen I brought in, this is the Click Yen. Here we go, 86 Aussie dollars roughly. Feels nice. I believe it's an ebonite pen. Got a cartridge converter on here. Both the other two had cartridge converters. I'm just showing this one because there it is. Look at all these threads though. This is a pen you could quite confidently eyedropper this one, I think. But the problem is you've got no idea how much your ink level is. And then we've got this black nib fitting in with the rest of the pen. So it was the Click Yen. Then the final pen I brought in from Jinhao, one of Jinhao's big boy pens. Here we've got the Jinhao Dadao 9019. Just look at the size of this pen. It is massive. Cartridge converter. Massive converter in there. Holds a load of ink. Number 8 size nib. Downside with this is limited nib choice. I managed to get a medium though, so this is actually not too bad. And Diamine Cranberry. It's another sheen in ink. Not an extreme sheen, but it's still got a nice sheen to it. Not sure if we can capture that here on the camera. You see some feathering coming through on this as well. That's because, as I say, I believe the paper is just getting a bit on the dry side. So they were the additional pens. So that's it. That's how I've ranked my pens for May of 2025. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. So, what do you think of the pens? What do you think of my ranking? Please drop your comments, drop your ranking down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button every time we like, every time we comment. It just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.